Blessed is the kingdom of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Those are the words that are spoken and begin every Orthodox divine liturgy. Every Orthodox Christian knows the meanings behind those words and how powerful they are. And yet those words are only a few of the traditions that bind the church and the people together. Amongst Orthodox Christians, being Orthodox is not something we give lip service to on Sundays and then forget during the week. It's not what we do, it's who we are. It's a faith steeped in tradition and history, a tradition that can trace their origins back 2,000 years, back to the time of the New Testament and the Apostles, where the Apostles first preached the gospel. It is a tradition that lives and hears the words that St. Paul preached to the people in Corinth, in Ephesus, in Rome, and to Timothy, and to the Galatians. These are the traditions that were given to the church by Jesus Christ to the apostles, and then passed on from one generation to the next with no change. No adding, no subtracting, no altering. My paper is going to be on the Russian Orthodox Church in America. And in this short paper, I hope to explain how the church got it started, where it got started, and what some of the important traditions and history of it is. One of the things that I'm going to focus on first is one of our premier, what the Orthodox Christians call the first saint, the premier saint, and that is Saint Herman. And we just celebrated his canonization to sainthood 50 years ago. He was canonized as a saint, one of the first saints in North America. And he lived in Alaska. He lived off of an island, off of an island, off of an island. Quite literally, to get from Kodiak Island, from Kodiak to Spruce Island, you have to go from one island to the other, to the other, to the other. And he finally lives off of an island in a place called Monk's Lagoon. And it's this remote island in the middle of nowhere. Yet he Christianized the Aleut people that were living there. And they didn't like him. The Russian authorities did not. They thought he had too much authority over them, and they didn't like the way he was treating them. So they sent him to this island. He said, I'm going to go live in this island. And that's what he did. And I'm going to talk about how the Russian Orthodox Church didn't start their missionary work until the late 19th and early 20th century, and why it was so late in coming to America. I hope to mention in my paper also about St. Vladimir Seminary and talking about the works of Father Alexander Schmemann, who you cannot talk about the Orthodox Church without talking about him. I'd like to mention some of the traditions, how they're different from the Protestant Church, how they're different from even the Catholic Church, and how some of them are the same. If I can cover all that in about 15 pages. But the most part is I hope to be able to write a primer that will give some introduction to a church that today is still mysterious by a lot of people.